Well, today's the day. Do I officially fire my mechanic, or is he going to make it right? I got a feeling he's probably not going to make it right, but we got to go. In my hand, I have a quite extensive list of repair bills that I've had to get fixed and repaired after they were supposed to repair them. So, wish me luck. We'll see what happens. And so let's head to Wichita and see if they'll actually see me. Because if not, this video may end up completely different. But first, we've got to get some gas. I can get E85 here in town, so we'll get some of that because it's only $1.59 a gallon. This little intersection here, it get a little hairy because it's at about a 45-degree angle. Well, we're here, no cameras or nothing like that inside, so let's get done with this and I'll come back and we'll talk about what happened. Well, we're done here. This went surprisingly well. It went a lot better than I thought it would. So I'm gonna run over, get the car washed and head home, and we'll tell you what happened. Wasn't a bad, so let's get the car washed and then we'll go from there. I don't know why I love this watch so much. It just cracks me up every time I do this, so I do this for me. It's kind of unnerving being completely blind on a conveyor belt, not knowing what's going on in front of you. Or behind you, for that matter. So truthfully, I've been trying to figure out how to explain what happened and do it tactfully at Peterbilt today. But it went a lot better than I thought it would. First thing was, I went in with all my ducks in a row. You cannot go in there screaming, yelling, and throwing a fit. That was one of the things that really concerned me about this meeting. Was how was I going to present myself properly to these people? I mean, seriously, you have to present yourself properly, because if you don't, it will backfire and you'll get nothing done. You know, so if you're ever in this situation, remember, you have to go in proper. The other thing was this. I went in with all of my paperwork. I had everything in order from A to Z. If you're going to be dealing with people and it's talking about something, what I was going through, and at the end of the video I'll tell you what I was going through. I haven't really gone that deep into it yet. Is you have to have everything ready. And you have to have proof. And when I told the guy what was going on, I made some very bold, strong insinuations. And if you're going to sit here and make these kind of claims, you have to be ready to back them up. Because I guarantee you, if you're not ready to back them up, these guys have been through this before. They will shoot them all down. You're not going to get anywhere throwing out wild claims. You have to have your things based in fact. So I had my paperwork and I had my facts, and I sat down with him and we went through all of them, and it took about an hour. And it was a good conversation. The thing was, he knows that I'm a steady customer, that I've been going there for quite a few years. And I've never really had too much of a problem until this last year. And when I started bringing these things up, he took me seriously. Because he knows I'm a little bit nitpicky about my truck, like a lot of drivers are. Because you have to be. That's your truck. This is how you make your money. But at the same time, you can't be anal to a fault to where you're putting off people to where they don't want to work on your stuff. And the fact that I came in there and I sat down with him and we talked in a reasonable manner, had a good time. It was a great conversation. He saw that I was serious. He took me serious. He made notes. He was actually very upset that this happened. And you had to let him know, and I had to let him know this, that in the service department, the underwriters and the management are only as smart as the people that are giving them the information. If a mechanic says he replaced a part, writes it down on a sheet, and sends it to the service writer is assuming that the mechanic is honorable. He said the right thing. So it's not the service writer's fault. They're not out there checking the mechanic's work. That's not their job. Their job is to run the service department and make sure the paperwork is right and proper. So you can't get mad at those guys. But unfortunately, they're the ones that catch all the slack, because the service manager, not only does he cover the service writers, but he also covers the mechanic. And that's when it gets a little sticky, because it was his responsibility. But he's not out there babysitting because he doesn't want to believe that he has those kind of mechanics. At the end of the day, you can't go in there and get mad and demand they fix everything. Especially if you don't have proof. You have to have your ducks in a row, you have to have proof, you have to have your paperwork, and you kind of have to get the service manager on your side. It's going to happen or it's not. He is very interested in making this right. He knows I've been a customer a long time, and he expressed as much, and that pleased me, that I wasn't blown off. I told him that I'd called and left messages, and he said he'd never gotten them, and then I told him what happened. I left him with whoever I could, and he's like, well, that makes sense. The receptionist wasn't giving him his messages, and he was not happy. He was not happy at all. But at the end of the day, we worked it out. He's offered to fix everything. Will I have it done there? I don't know. I'm a little gun shy right now. It might take a while for me to come back. So you just kind of have to decide that maybe it's time to go try another shop. I don't know. I'm not going to give up on them yet. There'll come a time when I'll need them. But it's important to know that I didn't burn that bridge. And that means a lot. Even if I don't go back to them for a year or two, the fact that I didn't burn that bridge means a lot. And the fact that he was willing to listen also meant a lot. So, cool heads prevailed, had a great conversation, got it all worked out, and he's gonna make it right. In this day and age, you can't ask for anything more. This is the best possible outcome. I don't know if anybody really realizes how much I stressed out over this, because this is my livelihood. I do depend on that shop to a point. And it's working out, and I'm very grateful for that. So, I hope this video helps if somebody else is stuck in this situation, whether it's cars, semis, boats, anything. You need to see if you can work it out, and there's a process to getting what you need or what you want, or getting it made right. But going in there throwing a fit and screaming ain't gonna get things done. You got to be cool, you got to be calm, and you got to have a plan. So hope this has been helpful. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Have fun.